And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation. Come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/Takes by Fans, or just go to our official website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab, and whenever we are live on the website. We are live right now. We're live on the website. It is that easy to watch however you decide to watch. We've got multiple ways to watch, so however you decide to watch, just make sure you're watching for all your daily sports content. Alrighty, today is a big old Friday, so we slept on those lines that we discovered for Week 9 yesterday. So today we make our official predictions. We've got 6 of them. You know how we do it here. We got 3 locks and 3 99% guarantees. We'll go through those. And then we also have to talk about Thursday Night Football that happened last night. Aaron Rodgers getting a big dub. And, that's kind of the Aaron Rodgers that we all expected to see. It's one that I'm glad is back and not just kind of what happened last week, just kind of the offense stalling on a couple of fourth downs. But they put up the points here this week. 4 touchdowns by Aaron Rodgers. Tons of points, and not a lot of stalling on fourth down, so we'll check all that out. But first, let's go into some stories that we've got today. So this broke yesterday, noon 01, so right when we went live, so we couldn't get a chance to talk about this. But this kind of hurt the 49ers last night. So this is the tweet. Wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, who was the one for the 49ers who tested positive for COVID, ended up being a false positive. And his false positive kept out not only him, but it kept out Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. So it's unfortunate. This was, well before the game. I'm talking, noon yesterday that this broke. So the fact that they still couldn't take them off the COVID list for the game was truly unfortunate for the 49ers. Maybe would have been able to be a little bit more competitive because the offense, I mean, let's face it, folks, the offense really could not do anything for the 49ers last night. So, the fact that, still these, this false positive kept all these great wide receivers out for the 49ers last night. It was a little disappointing to read this tweet and be like, they can't turn around. I mean, we've got 8 hours before kickoff, and this is a false positive. He tested negative on his second round of testing, so I really felt like the NFL should have let all these players play. It is truly unfortunate. The 49ers did kind of get hosed last night. Truly unfortunate, but that's how it is in 2020 for this football season. Just have to go with it. Just unfortunate. All right. And then we have a couple of, let's go over COVID news from today. No new positive tests in Denver, San Francisco, Houston, or Philly, so that's great news. One Packers player, though, who played last night tested positive today, so that is definitely not good, especially since you kept these players out on the 49ers that actually didn't have COVID. You kept them out of the game, but unfortunately a Packers player snuck by. He tested positive, so we'll have to keep an eye on 49ers as we're going forward to see if there was any spread of transmission. We already know this season that the NFL has come out and be like, hey, we see no signs of on-field transmission during games, which is a huge, great sign. So the fact that a Packers player played the game yesterday and then tested positive today, he may not, it may not have spread to the 49ers, which would be absolutely fantastic. So we'll keep an eye on the Packers going forward and the 49ers. And then there was 2 positive cases in Cincinnati that came out today. But they're on a bye, so that's really not going to be too troublesome for this week. Maybe going into next week if those players are still having symptoms. Maybe they're not, but the players haven't been identified yet, and Cincinnati's on a bye, so we don't really have to, be concerned with this one just quite yet. We'll look more in this one, come next week. And then one in Chicago, a positive test as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The one thing that, was kind of good that we learned this week from COVID is that, that 49ers player, he tested positive on Wednesday, the day before the game, and they still played the game. So that's a huge sign that, we already knew that the league wasn't going to postpone or, disqualify games because of only one player coming down with COVID. It would really have to be an outbreak of an entire team or maybe game day. So we'll keep an eye on Sunday's action, but everything is really should still be good to go, going on without a hitch. And, if teams or personnel come out on Saturday with COVID, I still think we're good to go on Sunday. It's really that kind of game day decisions. If they have COVID, they probably can't play. Kind of like how the false positive, they still wouldn't let these wide receivers for the 49ers play, because it was it was on game day, unfortunately. So if it's not on game day, look for your team, look for the game to still run normally and on schedule. If the positive comes on game day, that's when we kind of start getting the postponement or maybe just kind of, the cancellation of the game. So, we'll still keep tabs on everything that goes on, but really don't expect too many postponement of games unless, these COVIDs are coming on Sundays on game days. And then Falcons and Dolphins also had a COVID positive test, but these are on the team side, no players. It's kind of a team staff and assistant coach, something like that. So once again, not too much to worry about for Falcons and Dolphins. And then a Chiefs staff member. So a lot of COVID cases coming out this week. We've kind of seen that, just kind of in the country of the United States. We saw a lot of cases this week. So, the fact that we're seeing an uptick in cases in the NFL really shouldn't be too surprising. And the NFL is, handling it decently, in my opinion. We're not canceling all these games. Everything is really kind of, going on without a hitch. So, everybody just take a deep breath in. I know we're talking about these cases. This isn't meant to fearmonger or anything like that. This is just, stating the facts. And, so, yeah, that's what we got for COVID. And then, oh, hang on. Whoa. I had one more story to talk about. We're not done just quite yet. Here it is. Let me get this queued up for sound. This is the video that I was talking about yesterday, if you were watching the show, that, after the game, Tua was a little down on himself, and the offensive lineman just comes up, hey, why are you upset? We just won. So I do want to kind of go over this a little bit because we're going to have to talk about this narrative that Tua's auditioning for 10 games. It just truly, it's frustrating to me because I don't see what everybody else is reporting on with their sources. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So we are going to have to address this just a little bit. I'm going to be talking Ryan Fitzpatrick for a couple minutes as well at the top. So let me cue this up for sound and that will be good to go to dive deep into this Tua's only auditioning for 10 games narrative, because it is truly comical in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I've got some good evidence to back it up. So here we go. Let me cue this up for sound. Bingo bango. May have echoed there for a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll see what it was in post. But here we go. So this is an offensive lineman coming up to Tua after the game. The game's already over. The final score right here. So the game's already over. This is what this man is saying. Here we go.
Proud of you.
Proud of you. Handshake. Love that. Tua respects him. He pats him on the back. And let me run this back a little bit.
Proud of you. That's dubs right there, dude.
That's dubs right there.
You have to savor a dub.
You have to savor a dub.
It's too hard to win to be a guy.
It's too hard to win. You have to savor a dub. So, so... I mean, Tua's teammates all love him. They all respect him. They want him to succeed. They're coming up to him after the games and be like, hey, man, cheer up a little bit. Okay, you didn't perform well. We got the win. This is a team game, my man. Hey, you did everything that you needed to do to win the game, and we won the game. Yes, you didn't have 200 yards passing. Yes, you were like 50% completion percentage, but hey, this is the first game. We ran 17 plays in the first half off a bye. Hey, no need to get down on yourself, man. You just won a game as a rookie quarterback in the NFL week 8. This isn't week 1. Everybody else has been playing, 7 games. You come in, you get the win. Hey, cheer it up a little bit. So that's what I love about it. Brian Flores is, his culture here in Miami from last season, building that winning culture, building the respect. Everybody's buying in. The linemen are, blocking and playing for their lives to protect Tua, the quarterback. And I just love the camaraderie here in Miami after a win. Hey, no need to be down, baby. We got a dub. So absolutely love this. I don't think this is an audition for two of y'all. Everybody loves him. Everybody speaks highly of him. Everybody thinks he's great in the locker room. He's a leader. He's a great quarterback. So I'm not buying the narrative that this is an audition for Tua. And let me stomp out this narrative that Ryan Fitzpatrick was red hot. I've been watching, ESPN and Fox Sports and, some other commentators that we all know of, on Fox Sports 1. We all know what I'm talking about. That saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick is red hot and there was no reason why he should have been benched, and I was literally going mad. I was like, what are we saying here, folks? So let me just dive a little bit deeper into Ryan Fitzpatrick very quickly and his red hot start. I already went over this a little bit, maybe 2 weeks ago when the story first broke and when Tua was going to be starting officially. But just look at all these interceptions, folks. 3, 5, 7. Look at these touchdowns. 6, 8, 10. So 10-7 touchdown to interception ratio, not good. The completion percentages were decently in the wins. I will give him that. But let's look at these losses, because the losses are 100% his fault, folks. So the fact that we're saying that, Ryan Fitzpatrick was red hot for starting 3-3, that's red hot to y'all. 3-3, 500 record, throwing multiple interceptions. That's red hot to y'all. Okay. That's red hot to y'all. All right, now I know where your red hot bar is, because mine's a little bit higher than 3-3. I'm sorry. So I've got the drives here. Let's go through this. Week 1 against the Patriots. And you may be saying, yes, he lost the first 2 games, but he won the last 2 games. We'll get into all that, folks. Trust me. I'm not saying that, he lost the first 2 games, so, that's why that's why he's not red hot. I've got arguments for everything, folks. Do not worry. So here we go. The first week against New England. Let's look at just a drive summary, folks. We know he throws a couple interceptions in this game. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Is that a winning stat line? Because it's not. So here we go. All right, punt on the first 2 drives, can't get anything going. Patriots go and score a touchdown. Now it's 7-0 going into the second quarter, right? So what does Ryan Fitzpatrick do after, allowing a touchdown on defense? Well, he goes and throws an interception. Is that how you want to answer a touchdown drive, by throwing an interception? Luckily, our defense was able to hold the New England to a punt, so we didn't give up any points on the turnover, luckily for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now he goes down on a 10-play drive and scores a field goal, cuts the lead down to 3-7, down 3-7. Absolutely fantastic. I can get behind that. But then what do you do when you have a chance to take the lead? Our defense just forced the Patriots to a 3-and-out, and we're down 4. And what does Ryan Fitzpatrick do? He goes and throws an interception. And once again, our defense has to clean up the mistakes and force a missed field goal attempt. So the defense is once again cleaning up for Ryan Fitzpatrick. He also cleaned up for Tua. I'm not saying that our defense is a main part of why the Dolphins are good, but we're focusing on the narrative that Ryan Fitzpatrick was red hot. All right. So, no touchdowns in the first half, had multiple opportunities to go and take the lead here. We only gave up 7 points in the first half. That's a win defensively in any game. For any team, that is a win. Holding your opponent to 7 points in the first half is an absolute win, and Ryan Fitzpatrick could not take advantage of it. Unfortunate. And when he did, he threw interceptions. Not great. All right, so now we move on to the second half of this game. Dolphins down 3-7. Patriots come out of halftime and score a touchdown, lead at 14-3. Now, what does Ryan Fitzpatrick do to answer that touchdown? A 3-and-out. And then he's able to take advantage of a turnover and go down for the touchdown, so I will give him that. Our defense gives up a touchdown, so now we're down 21-10. And what does he do? Trying to come back, another interception. And now where was this one? It was in the end zone, folks. We were on 3rd and 6 on New England's 10-yard line. He throws it to the end zone, and that's an interception. We could have been down 3 with a minute 36 seconds left. We could have attempted an onside. I'm not saying we would have won this game, but we wouldn't have lost by 10. We would have been competitive if it wasn't for Ryan Fitzpatrick being red hot, throwing 3 interceptions in this game. So 100% on Ryan Fitzpatrick. A loss here. Now let's go to week 2. Once again, was he the reason why we lost this game? Yes. So here we go. Bills come out and score first, 7-0, and then we are able to kind of answer. So well done. I will give them that. A decent drive here, 7-7, tie it up. Then the Bills go up 14-7, and Ryan Fitzpatrick can't answer. Unfortunate. And now Bills are still scoring. They're scoring field goals, and once again, we're punting. So Ryan Fitzpatrick can't do anything sustainable in this offense in the first half, and then we end with a field goal to make it a 17-10 game competitive going into halftime. Out of halftime, we have to settle for a field goal. 8 plays, 58 yards, but the drive stalls, and we have to settle for a field goal. We hold the Bills to punt, and then we turn it over on downs. And was this Ryan Fitzpatrick's fault? What do we got here? 4th and 1 on Buffalo's 1-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick pass incomplete. That's red hot. Not converting 1 yard in the red zone. That's red hot. Okay. Ryan Fitzpatrick is red hot here. So they turn it over on downs. But then he comes back, and we're able to score a touchdown, go up 20-17. Absolutely fantastic. We've got the lead, but then Buffalo starts scoring, and then our offense is stalling again. 3 plays punt, and then Buffalo goes and scores again, and now there's only how much time left? We got 3 minutes left, and we're down 11. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he ends up, scoring a touchdown on the last drive, but, it's just a little bit too late. It's unfortunate. So he comes alive a little bit too late in the game. That's red hot. Unfortunate. So not 100% reason why. I mean, the defense still gave up 31. I will give him that. He didn't turn the ball over in this game. I will give him that. But, in the grand scheme of things, when you have a chance to go and take the lead, but instead you're going 3 and out, you can't capitalize on this turnover to go up 14-7 before the Bills go up 14-7. In these punts, punt, like in settling for field goal, 2 field goals, you couldn't sustain the drive here. Let's look at this 40 on 3rd and 9. To not settle for the field goal, Ryan Fitzpatrick pass incomplete on 3rd and 9. Not being clutch. That's red hot to some people. I don't get it, but that's red hot to some people. So that was the Bills game, just not really clutch. Turned it over on downs, not picking up those 3rd down conversions, having to settle for field goals. All right, now let's go to week 4 against the Seahawks. All right, what happened in this game? Well, he starts out the game with an interception in Seattle, coming on the road, gets a ton of momentum, short field, and they go and score first because Ryan Fitzpatrick throws the interception. Once again, we're punting, 3 and out, not sustainable drives, not building any momentum in these drives, just 3 and outs, not doing anything, settling for field goals. Field goal again. Let's check out these 3rd downs. We got 3rd and 13. Ryan Fitzpatrick passed incomplete. That is a tough, tough down and distance to make up. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, he is part of the problem of not, having, 3rd and longs. 3rd and 3. Ryan Fitzpatrick passed incomplete. I mean, you can't pick up 3rd and 3 on Seattle's 11. That's red hot to some people. I don't know. So then we go into the second quarter, still settling for field goals only. We took 3 field goals in the first half, folks. Just not able to punch in for those touchdowns. And then we get an interception, and once again, coming out of halftime, we get the interception, and then we settle for a field goal, and then we settle for another field goal. Ryan Fitzpatrick, why are you not able to convert these downs? I mean, this was a 17-play, 8-minute drive, and it just stalls. How did it stall? Let's see it again. What do we got here? 3rd and 3, and we try to run it because we know Ryan Fitzpatrick can't pick it up. So we try to run it. That doesn't work either. And then in the 4th quarter, Seahawks go and throw a touchdown. Now they regain the lead 24-15, and we throw an interception. To try to answer that touchdown. And then they go down and score. Now it's 31-15. And then once again, Ryan Fitzpatrick down 2 scores. He gets, kind of a freebie touchdown, kind of at the last second. The Seattle defense is just backing off. They're like, hey, just run out the clock for us. You're down 2 scores. You're not going to touch the ball 2 times. So if you score on one of those times, it really doesn't matter because we're just going to get the ball back and then run out the clock. So this is what we're talking about with Ryan Fitzpatrick being red hot, folks. This is not a story. This is not an audition for Tua. We're 3 and 3. Tua's the better quarterback. We're going with that. We have a chance to win. Our defense is so solid. Our weapons are actually performing very well with kind of maybe an average quarterback of Ryan Fitzpatrick, the red hot quarterback of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Our weapons are actually performing very well with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. So we don't think it's going to be too much of a drop off with throwing Tua in there. So folks, I'm getting real sick and tired of hearing that this is an audition for Tua, folks. It's not. Yes, we have a lot of draft picks, but just because we have a top 10 draft pick right now, halfway into the season, this all of a sudden becomes an audition for Tua. I'm not buying it. Folks, do not buy this kind of hype of Ryan Fitzpatrick. He beat the Jags. He beat the 49ers when our defense kind of did what our defense did last week to help Tua out and make it easy for him. Defense, a lot of turnovers against the 49ers, setting up short field so Ryan Fitzpatrick can actually capitalize, and be red hot in the end zone. And then you beat the Jets, but you still threw 2 interceptions and your completion percentage was only 67%. I mean, this is against the Jets, folks. What we saw Patrick Mahomes throw 4 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns and no picks. Ryan Fitzpatrick throws 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. That's red hot, I guess. I don't get it. All right, let's digress a lot. From that. So let's get into Thursday Night Football now. And the Packers, they had a pretty good performance out here tonight. So well done by them. Aaron Rodgers, 25 of 31. I think he had maybe 1 incompletion in the second half. So just kind of on par in that second half, just to bury the game, because the game was over right at halftime. And Aaron Rodgers is like, hang on, I'm not done just quite yet. Let me keep going. And he put up the points in the second half as well. So Aaron Rodgers goes 25 of 31 for 305 big yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Love to see it. Aaron Jones is back in the game, and he had a decent impact, 15 carries for 58 yards. And when your quarterback is throwing for 305 yards, you're probably not going to have a 100-yard rusher. So Aaron Jones made everything he could out of what he was given. 4 yards a carry, 58 yards, absolutely fantastic. And let's go to Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers loves that this man is back. This is his second game back, I believe, and 10 receptions for 173 yards and 1 touchdown. When I was watching this game, I was like, this is exactly what I want to see Tom Brady do every single week, throwing to your wide receivers, because Mike Evans is just as good as Davante Adams. Antonio Brown coming in this week really should be as good as Davante Adams, realistically. So I want to see Tom Brady do this, man. I want to see Tom Brady have a 173-yard actual wide receiver for a touchdown, man. But he doesn't do it sometimes. I don't get it. All right. This game was kind of a blowout, and it was kind of thanks to, in part, by the maybe a penalty, a little bit of a bailout. I will get into that in just a second, but I do want to set up what I'm about to say right now. So what happened with the Packers last week when they faced the Vikings? The first half was absolutely brilliant. They only had 2 drives, but they were long, sustainable drives. Same thing with the Vikings. There was only 4 drives in the first half, and they all 4 went for touchdowns, 2 for each team. Now, what happened in the second half where the Packers kind of struggled a little bit? They had a lot of incompletions, 3rd down incompletion, setting up 4th and 10, and the Packers feel compelled to go for it because the Vikings are still scoring. So the Packers didn't want to blink in that situation, so they tried to go for it on 4th down, incomplete. They tried to do it again in that game, 4th down, incomplete, turnover on downs. Aaron Rodgers comes away with no points. Now, this game started to kind of feel like it was going to go the way of that Vikings game. Not that the 49ers were going to run all over the Packers, that the Packers were not able to consistently kind of convert on that 3rd down, and they have a lot of punts or turnovers on down. So let's go through this drive summary real quick. Aaron Rodgers comes out very hot, 7-0, and they take the lead. But then we get a couple of punts, and then 49ers are finally on the board with the field goal, and then the Packers are still punting, and now this is where the game kind of turns. We saw these 3 and outs by the Packers. 6 plays, only 27 yards, have to punt because they can't pick up that 3rd down, that 3rd and 5. Aaron Rodgers passed incomplete. We saw that a ton last week against the Vikings, folks. Once again, on this punt here, 4-yard pass incomplete on 3rd and 4, bring up that 4th down, they have to punt. So now Packers are thankful that the 49ers offense can't do anything to kind of press and keep tempo of what the Packers are doing until this interception happens. And so the interception happens, they take advantage, the Packers start on the 49ers own 38-yard line, so you're giving Aaron Rodgers a short field right there. That's a little dangerous. But let's just talk about this drive, because this is where it all turned around. This game could have really kind of started to follow the Vikings game last week, but it took a turn because they were able to kind of convert on these 3rd and 4th downs. So we take a look, 3rd and 8. 7-yard pass brings them up to 4th and 1. They go for it and convert it. So it's continuing that drive. They want the touchdown. They don't want to settle for the field goal because the field goal makes it a 10-3 game. The 49ers are still in the game, folks. So 4th and 1, they convert it, not like what they did last week against the Vikings. And then we get an 8-yard penalty on 3rd and 5, pass interference. I do have this play queued up. Once again, Aaron Rodgers maybe getting bailed out just a little bit on this 3rd down, picking up the first, and they're able to get a touchdown on the next play. So let's watch this. 3rd and 5, still a close game, 7-3. Packers may settle for the field goal here if they don't pick it up, but they call a kind of pass interference on this play, and this is just a simple one-on-one Davante Adams versus the corner. Aaron Rodgers recognizes it, kind of a 2-step drop, just let it fly, one-on-one matchup. I'm going to take the advantage, and the refs call pass interference on this, and I'm not sure I agree with it here. Let's just put it down in slow motion. They're going to call it right here at the top. Let's see. So Aaron Rodgers, he just lofts this one. They call it kind of right here. We'll get a better look on it. There is a better replay. I still don't agree, but let's just look at where this ball lands. So this ball lands out of bounds in the back of the end zone. So what the play was is just kind of a 50-50 ball in the back of the end zone, but Davante Adams was a little bit pass interfered with here. I don't agree, but the ball, I think it was uncatchable. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this pass interference call. Let's get a better look at, the actual call, the pass interference itself here. We're going to get the 49ers. It's quick, man. It's like a little bit of a hold. I don't really agree. This is where they call it. Ball's in the air right now, maybe a second before that. That's where they call pass interference, but I think the ball was uncatchable, folks. I truly do. I don't think Davante Adams was playing it at the back of the end zone. I think he was playing it to the sidelines. And I think this kind of flipped the game around because now the Packers, they picked up the 4th down on this drive. They now pick up the 3rd and 5. They score a touchdown on the next play because they put the ball at the 1-yard line. That's simple. 4 plays to run at 1 yard. Any team can do that, folks. So I think that was kind of the big turnaround in this game. We could have been looking at maybe 10-3 or maybe even 7-3 if the Packers go for it on 4th down. They probably do because they already went for it on 4th down previous in the drive. So it's like if you didn't settle for a field goal then, you're probably not going to settle for a field goal now. But if the 49ers could hold them to, let's just say, no points here, and it's still 7-3, the 49ers are still in it. Packers offense may start getting a little frustrated. That's kind of what we're seeing with Aaron Rodgers. He gets off to hot starts. We saw it in the Bucs game, and then he throws the 2 interceptions. We saw it against the Vikings, 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then nothing or maybe 1 for the rest of the game. But they couldn't have sustainability in their drives, and that's kind of the one flaw of this Packers team. If they're not picking up that 3rd down, because they love to pass it on 3rd down. This is a pass-first team. Their pass is kind of like the run. We're going to go and, throw it, 3 to 5 yards. That's kind of what a run is going to do, but we're going to pass it on 1st down. We're going to pass it on 3rd and short. Possibly, those are maybe running downs for any other team, but not here for Green Bay. So they're pass heavy, and when they're not picking up those 3rd and 10s, those 3rd and 8s, the offense does get a little bit restless. Aaron Rodgers looks for the deep ball, looks for the big plays, and that's what forces kind of those consistent 3-and-outs, those consistent punts, those consistent turnover on downs for the Packers. So I think that was a huge call in the game. I was not a fan of that pass interference call. I honestly think it changed the entire outcome of this game because if you looked in this first quarter, Aaron Rodgers was struggling putting together long drives, and when that happens, we see him kind of get a little antsy, and that kind of becomes the narrative for the rest of the game. Those punts, those turnovers on down. So that pass interference really changed the game because now we're talking about Aaron Rodgers' touchdown drive on the next one. And then he gets out of halftime and he's still throwing touchdowns. And now he has to settle for field goal, but the game is already the game's over at halftime, folks. 21-3, game's over. We know the 49ers can't score. We can't trust Nick Mullins, and they have literally no wide receivers. So the game's over at halftime because of kind of those calls, and then Aaron Rodgers was feeling good, just keeping it rolling in the second half. Touchdown, field goal, long drive, 7 plays, another field goal, but 12 plays. They don't have to score a touchdown, so yeah, they're just kind of running the ball, running out the clock, settling for field goals because it doesn't matter if we score touchdowns. We already scored all of the touchdowns that we needed to score in this game, folks. We scored 4 straight touchdowns on our possessions before we settled for a field goal, and the game was already over 28-3 at that point. All right, let's take a quick look at this 49ers team. Nick Mullins, 22 of 35, 291 yards, touchdown pick. Nothing special. The 291 yards I can definitely get behind, especially on 22 completions. That's not dink and dunk, and that's kind of what you thought maybe the 49ers game plan would be. Heavy running, dink and dunk to kind of get this quarterback acclimated, kind of make the game go a little bit quicker than normal, hold Aaron Rodgers off the sideline, but they didn't do that. Only 12 carries here, 16 carries overall when you combine the two running backs, but just nothing great with this, just kind of average running game. Jerick McKinnon did kind of what Aaron Jones did, 12 carries for 52 yards, 4.3 yards in a carry where Aaron Jones had 4. So, I mean, the running games were very comparable, just the passing games, we see the big discrepancies. 4 touchdowns, no picks for Aaron Rodgers, 1 touchdown, 1 pick for Nick Mullins, so we obviously know who the better quarterback is. If you ever had a question about going into this game, who's better quarterback, Nick Mullins or Aaron Rodgers? Well, if you were struggling with that decision, I think it was kind of proven last night. And then we go to the receiving core. We got Richie James. I mean, we didn't even yesterday on the show we were looking at, like, when we were predicting this game and kind of trying to break it down before it was played. We were like, all right, who's going to be the receiver for the 49ers? Because 4 of them are out right now. And last week they all put up like 90 yards on receiving. So we got Richie James here, 9 receptions for 184 yards. This man was having himself a game. Nick Mullins is like, I'm going to you, and I'm only going to you, and he was kind of successful. Ross Dwelly, 3 receptions for 52 yards, and after that we get Jerick McKinnon for 16. So he didn't spread the ball around to all the receivers. He just kind of focused on one, kind of like what Aaron Rodgers did with the 173 to Davante Adams. So really everything is kind of lining up between these two quarterbacks. Besides the touchdown stat line and besides the final score, you would if you just looked at the rushing and the receiving, you'd be like, oh, this was a close game. Richie James, 184 yards, leading receiver for the 49ers. Jerick McKinnon, leading rusher, 52 yards for the 49ers. You compare that with Aaron Jones, 58 yards, leading rusher for the Green Bay Packers, and Davante Adams, 173 yards, leading receiver for the Packers. So you'd be like, this is an even game. What the heck happened? It's just the Packers, they were able to kind of convert those drives into points, where we see these 49ers 3 plays punt, 3 and out, 11 plays having to settle for a field goal, that interception on a 6-play drive, 35 yards, which was driving. That's a drive, folks. 6 plays, 35 yards. I mean, besides that interception, they're at midfield, folks. They are at midfield looking to score some points. Unfortunately, the interception, and then the Packers score, touchdown off of that. And then they resort back to these 3 and outs, man. 3 and out. They just could not sustain anything. They started to get it going in the second half, but at this time it's already 28-3. It's game over, folks. It's game over. And then they turn it over again, and the Packers cash in. Who fumbled this ball? Who had the fumble? Nick Mullins fumbled. He got strip sacked. Am I not seeing that? What the heck was this? Nick Mullins sacked at the 49ers yard line. Z Smith fumbles. Oh, Z Smith fumbled. Recovered by Green Bay. It doesn't say they lost the fumble, though. Oh, yes, it does right here. Nick Mullins. Yeah, he fumbled. So Nick Mullins, 2 turnovers. That's kind of what we know about him. Kind of, at least 1. Expect at least 1, and possibly 2. Expect 2. So 49ers just got it going late. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Garbage time, doesn't even matter. And that's the game. That was Thursday Night Football. A little bit of a break for the Packers. Kind of got back on track, and we'll see. I mean, this isn't a good win for the Packers. I mean, this is a depleted 49ers team. I mean, this isn't anything. This is not an MVP caliber case for the Packers for Aaron Rodgers this week. That's not it. This is just a good momentum. Let's build on this next week where we have all the momentum. That's all. That's all this win was. Nothing, for MVP or best team in the league. Not going to move too much on the power rankings. This is just good confidence, momentum, building win. So next week you'll be like, oh, did we win? Oh, we won last week. Oh, so we're feeling good. So that's all this win was. Alrighty, so that was Thursday Night Football last night. Good. Oh, hang on. You know what? Since we had the opportunity to watch Aaron Rodgers throw a beautiful touchdown pass. That's what we're going to do. We couldn't do it last week. We might bring the little Week 9 Wednesday film study a little earlier tonight, but let's go through this. I mean, we get a big pass by Aaron Rodgers, so let's just watch this drive really quickly. Watch Aaron Rodgers work. Let's watch just that pure arm. And I mean, when Aaron Rodgers is on point, folks, he's one of the best quarterbacks to watch. So we'll highlight him here a little bit. We'll start it here, 11:42 in the second quarter, and then we'll get into our picks for the week. All right, here we go. Let's watch this touchdown drive by the Packers. 11:42, we're going to get a big bomb by Aaron Rodgers. Try to just set it up there, quick out, but the defense was all over it, got his hands up, and batted it down. Well done. All righty. Aaron Rodgers, hand off. Is this the right drive? Because I thought it was like a 50-yard pass. Yeah, see, I was on the wrong one. I knew the field position did not line up of what I was trying to go for. All right, so let's go to their another drive. 5:42 in the second quarter. This is when we're going to get the big one, folks. The big one. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now we can get the 50-yard pass because they're not even at the 50 yet. So, pass right there, incomplete. Would have been probably broken up even if the ball was able to get to the receiver because the defense was pressuring down hard. They run the ball. They had a good mix of that. Go up to the line quickly on 3rd and 5, and boom. I mean, he had a free play, so he knew he could take a shot. Gets picked, but, really not even picked because the play shouldn't have happened because Aaron Rodgers draws him offside because he is too. Oh, no, there was an extra player on the field. He got up to the line very quickly. That's what Aaron Rodgers does, man. Truly great. All right, so they pick up the first with the penalty. They go run, picks up about 2. Aaron Rodgers getting ready to throw the big one. All right, we're going to get 2nd and 7 here on this drive. Continuing on. Up 14-13 or up 14-3. Looking to really put the game away here. Aaron Rodgers feeling good. Dump it off. Didn't really pick up anything. We're going to get third down here, and another big play that kind of attributed to the success of the Packers. It's going to be 3rd and long here, and Aaron Rodgers is going to pick it up with his legs here, folks. Another kind of game-turning point here because if they don't pick this up, they have to punt 14-3. You're keeping the 49ers in the game. So I would say that run and that pass interference in the red zone on the last drive were probably the two biggest momentum builders for this Packers team and momentum crushers for the 49ers, unfortunately. All right, here we go. Let's continue on. We're getting close to the big bomb, folks. Aaron Rodgers, play action. Wide open. Just nice little wheel route, swing route from the running back. Nothing flashy, just good methodical drives here. And we're getting a lot from Aaron Rodgers here. We had that quick play, the wheels of Rodgers. We're going to get the arm of Rodgers. This is a complete drive by Aaron Rodgers. If somebody was like, what is Aaron Rodgers? 50 years down the line, your grandchildren come up to you. They're like, what was it like watching Aaron Rodgers play football? You bring up this Week 9 of 2020, Thursday Night Football. You bring up this drive, 2 minutes left, the 2-minute left drive in this game. You get everything of Aaron Rodgers. This encapsulates him perfectly. The quickness, get up to the line of scrimmage, get a free play, the wheels, using them when he needs to, the arm, we're going to get it maybe right now, maybe next play. So here we go. Aaron Rodgers, 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, right at midfield, looking for the bomb. Do we get it here, or do we have to wait one more play? The play action, he's going deep, launches it. Look at this ball. Look at this ball. We have to count the yards on this, folks. Wide receiver was wide open. He's going to throw this from the 38-yard line. The 38-yard line all the way down to basically the goal line. So you get the 12 to midfield. And then 50 on top of that. That's like a 60-yard pass, folks. This is absolutely fantastic. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best arms in the league, and he just showcased it here. I get the receiver was wide open, but the fact that Aaron Rodgers is still able to put it right on the money, literally right on the money, maybe even a tad underthrown. The receiver kind of had to let up a little bit and wait for the ball to get there. So, I mean, folks, the arm is still there. Aaron Rodgers is pure perfection as a pure passing quarterback. You love to see it. And Aaron Rodgers just jogging off the field knowing that he just did some GOAT shit right there. 60-yard pass, folks. I'm not counting from the line of scrimmage. When I count passing yards, I count from where the quarterback launches the ball from to when the ball ended up going. So I'm not counting the yards after the catch, and I'm not counting from the scrimmage line. That's how I count my quarterback yards. So 60-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers, absolutely beautiful, absolutely magnificent. And that was kind of the play where I was like, okay, the Packers deserve to win this game because obviously the quarterback play is so much better than what Nick Mullins was trying to do, because Nick Mullins is not making that pass. I can guarantee that. All right, so now that was Thursday Night Football. We have to watch Aaron Rodgers be spectacular when we get the chance to, because, those first 4 weeks we were loving it. Random Aaron Rodgers touchdown drive, every week in our film study, and then those last kind of 3 weeks we were not able to watch him. So the fact that we can come back, watch Aaron Rodgers throw the bomb, it's fantastic, and I love it. All right, so now let's get into our official picks for this week. We slept on all the lines from yesterday, and I've got some good picks here today. Make some money this week, because we are definitely going to be making money on our side, so we want to spread the wealth with y'all. All right, so this is how we like to do our picks. We like to do 2 categories, 3 picks in each category. Our first category is our lock section, and we'll have 3 picks on those. All 3 of those picks will hit. You can bet whatever you want because you will not lose. So bet the house, bet the college education, bet your newborn daughter's new kind of college fund that you've been setting up for the past 9 months before she was born. So bet that. These will all hit, no worries. So we'll start it here. Our first pick, this is the best bet of the week, folks, hands down. Ravens -1.5. Take this one individually. Bet whatever you want on this, because this is guaranteed to hit. Take it by itself. Take it, parlay it with the other 3. It doesn't matter. But this alone is the best bet of the week. Ravens -1.5. Ravens coming off of a loss, division rivalry loss. They are going to be eager to kind of get back out onto the field and play their kind of style of football that they love to play, the high explosiveness, the dual threat of Lamar Jackson. The Colts are they coming off a bye? Hang on. No, they're not coming off a bye. What did they do last week? The Colts last week, they put up 41 against the Lions. Is that what it was? So that's what they did off their bye. This is the second week off the bye. But the Colts, we cannot trust Phillip Rivers, folks. I'm telling you. Yes, what he did last week was absolutely fantastic. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think he had 3 touchdowns, some solid yards. Actually, let's just look it up real quick. We've got it up here somewhere. Maybe we won't. If it's going to take this long, if they all have to reload every time I click on them. What do we got here? Colts, Lions. I'm just looking for this game. I guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, you know what? I'm not even going to go. He has 3 touchdowns. I know that. So Phillip Rivers, he does good against the bad teams. We know this. We saw this last year with the Chargers. The Chargers last year with Phillip Rivers, they had a great roster, but they just could not win games because Phillip Rivers turns the ball over in the worst scenarios possible. We try to give him the benefit of the doubt this season. At the start of the season, new team, new fit. We thought this was a perfect fit for Phillip Rivers. Everything was good for Indianapolis Colts. They just needed that quarterback to plug in. And, he came out week 1, really stunk it up. Week 2, maybe won us over back a little bit more. But as we watch him through the season, it's just like every time we want to, finally give him his credit, he goes and he shows that he flounders. He has that stinker game. We saw it with the Browns. He had a bad game against the Browns. Couldn't even beat them. So we can't trust Phillip Rivers, man. He throws those interceptions, and this Baltimore Ravens team is going to be hungry for a win. This Ravens team has not really faced or has beaten the top-tier competition. This Colts team, yes, their record is 5-2, so you might attribute that to being, one of the top-tier teams. They're kind of frauds, so this is going to be a perfect kind of resume builder for the Ravens. I think they know it. I think John Harbaugh knows it. Hopefully Lamar Jackson knows it, that this is a huge game, that they can kind of really affect the media media and the fans thinking, oh, the Ravens just beat a 5-2 team. They're good. But this Colts team is not 5-2. Phillip Rivers is not 5-2. Phillip Rivers' career is like 7-9, 8-8, just average. So Colts, yes, they're at home. That is a big green flag for them. But I don't even trust Phillip Rivers. This Ravens defense is pretty solid, and it's going to give Phillip Rivers some fits here. I understand. I do like the Colts defense. That's the best thing about this Colts team. But Lamar Jackson, we saw what he did last week against the Steelers defense. They turned the ball over 4 times, and they only lost by 4 points. That's so impressive, folks, truly. If you turn the ball over once, expect to lose by at least 3. If you turn the ball over twice, expect to lose by 6 to 10. If you turn the ball over 3 times, expect to lose by 10-plus points. If you turn the ball over 4 times, expect to lose by 12 to 15 points at least. So the fact that the Ravens were able to kind of escape last week with only a 4-point loss, very impressive. Expect Lamar Jackson to kind of show a good case of why he should be, one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league. I really love the Ravens here. I cannot trust the Colts. I do not trust the Colts. It's Phillip Rivers, folks. That's all it is. Everything besides Phillip Rivers on this Colts team is good. The coach is good. The defense is good. The weapons are, decent. They're not deep in weapons, but they have good, solid ones. It's just Phillip Rivers, man. You can't trust him. So we're going to go Ravens. We only have to swallow 1.5 points? Absolutely. I get the better team. I get the better coach. I get the better quarterback. I get the better defense overall. I get the better receivers overall, no doubt. Folks, I get the better running game. This Ravens running game is real good. J.K. Dobbins, big on him as well. I don't think Mark Ingram is back for the Ravens yet, but, they still got 2 other good ones that they can rock with. So I really love this. Is easily the best bet of the week. I only have to give up 1.5. Vegas is really overvaluing the Colts here, folks, truly. All right, so we got Ravens minus 1.5. Our second pick in our locks category is going to be, drum roll please, we got to go to the Sunday night football game, to the Saints plus 4.5. Yes, the Saints beat the Bucs week 1 in that matchup. I get it. I'm not even counting that matchup because that was Tom Brady's first game with a new team, so I'm not even counting that matchup. What I'm counting this is that these are 2 division rivals, 2 GOAT quarterbacks with great weapons and great defenses. Bucs defense may be a little bit better than the Saints right now, but I think the Saints on paper defensively are better than the Buccaneers. With that being said, the Saints should be getting back both their weapons. They both were practicing yesterday. They both should be still practicing today. They should still be practicing for their walkthrough tomorrow. So Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders should still be playing, or should be back in playing for the Saints this week. And I was really impressed with what I saw with the Saints offense these last 2 weeks without their 2 main wide receiver weapons. They were able to put up, I think, 26 points in both games. That's fantastic, actually. So, you were able to do that without your 2 weapons. They both come back. You're going to hit up at least 1 for a lot of yards. And, so the offense for the Saints should be comparable to what the Bucs offense is. And now when we look at the Bucs offense with Tom Brady, yes, he has weapons. Yes, he has Mike Evans and Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown should be good to go this week. He should be, playing this week. His first game with the Bucs. So, I'm excited to watch him play. I think he's a great talent, and I do want to watch him play. But Tom Brady doesn't always use his wide receivers. We've been seeing that in these first couple weeks for the Bucs. We want to like the Bucs, but Tom Brady not utilizing Mike Evans, and we saw what Jameis Winston was able to do with Mike Evans, and we're like, Tom, why are you not doing that? You're better than Jameis Winston, at least we think. You don't throw 30 interceptions in a season, so I would figure that you're better than Jameis Winston, but it's like, Tom Brady, why are you not using your wide receivers? You're still only going to Gronk. I get he's a great weapon, and you have Cameron Brate as a tight end, and he just loves going to those 2 tight ends, and it's frustrating. And then we get Mike Evans, just being targeted in the red zone. And that's a good idea. I get it. He's 6'5", so obviously you would target him, in the red zone. But it's like, you have 80 other yards you can throw to this man too, right? You don't have to just kind of, when you're on the 1 yard line, just go to him. You have, 99 other yards you can throw to him too. So, with all that being said, I think these 2 teams, this is going to be an offensive battle that's going to be great to watch. It's going to be a close game. The Saints may not win, but I'm getting 4.5 with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. I'll take that. division games are usually close, folks. So I'm getting 4.5 points for the Saints with Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas both coming in. Now, Alvin Kamara may not play. That could be a huge, because I don't think he practiced yesterday. So that may be a little bit of a concern if Alvin Kamara is not going to play. But I got Drew Brees, who, if he gets into a quarterback duel straight up with Tom Brady, he's got the weapons and the arm to, kind of go toe-to-toe with them. So I'm going to play the points here. They may not win, but I get 4.5. That's more than I need, folks. I would take 3, but you give me 4.5, I'll take that all day. Absolutely. So we got Saints plus 4.5. And then our last pick that's going to round out our lock section, we're going to go Bears plus 6.5. And once again, we're playing the number here. Yes, the Bears may not win, but I'm getting 6.5. Folks, games are usually close. So I'm getting 6.5. That's basically a touchdown. I'll take that all day. The Titans team, they're a little inflated. They're not that high-scoring team where they put up 42 points in back-to-back games. That's not the Titans. That's not them. Their role is, let's get to 27 points. Really just kind of methodically. We'll get 1 touchdown, possibly a quarter, just because that's kind of how long our offense takes to kind of get down the field. We're not high-flying offense. We're about a 6 to 7 minute drive, solid drive to get a touchdown. So we take up basically half the quarter, getting a touchdown. We'll put up about 28 points. I mean, a touchdown every quarter. This is what the Titans offense is built for. Long, sustainable drives that end in a touchdown. Have their defense get rested, have your opponent's offense get antsy on the sideline. I mean, they're like, fuck. I mean, we haven't been out in the field for 8 minutes. We're cold now. We're gonna go 3 and out when we get out there because we're not warmed up anymore. So that's kind of what the Titans' game plan is: run the ball, eat the clock. Power football up the middle, 3rd and 2, run a read option with Ryan Tannehill, just get him out of the pocket, get him on the run, because, when Ryan Tannehill escapes the pocket, he looks very good and he's very accurate on the run. So they just, methodically, that's why they have a lot of 10, I would say about 9 to 12 play drives. That's why the Titans have a lot of them. So with all that being said, this is not a high-powered offense by the Titans, and we know the Bears' defense is very good. So they're not going to allow anything, behind them. So this is truly going to be a smash mouth football game, low scoring. So the 6.5 once again is going to come into play huge here. And we've also been very impressed with Nick Foles' accuracy last week. That was probably his best game he's played all season. So if we're going to go, with the trend of Nick Foles trending up, I'm getting 6.5 points. I'm taking that all day, folks. I just don't think this Tennessee offense is that high powered offensively. So I don't think, they're going to go and score 30 points, because I know the Bears can't score 30. I know the Bears cannot score 30. They can get up to 20. The Titans are going to, be struggling at that 25 mark. So I get 6.5, 20 to 25, 26.5. That's a win for us. So I'm going to play the number here. It's a lot of points. Nick Foles, it was his best game last week, in my opinion. The accuracy was great in the fourth quarter down the stretch when he needed to be. Yes, he still lost, but he showed himself that he was actually getting better throughout that game. I'll take the 6.5 here. I expect this Bears defense to kind of keep the Titans a little bit in check, and I expect this Titans offense really not to be kind of anything like it's been these last kind of 3 weeks besides last week. All right, so that's going to do it for our locks. I mean, you can bet this. Ravens minus 1.5. Saints plus 4.5, Bears plus 6.5. You put 500 on this, folks. I mean, we're looking at $3,400. $3,400. That's a lot of money. What would you do with that? This is locked. So however you need to get the 500, whatever you have to do, sell everything you own, mortgage your house, sell a child, whatever you have to do to get $500 to turn it into 3,400, folks. It's a guaranteed lock. You will not lose money on this. There's no way. These all hit. All right. So that's our locks section, and now let's do our 99% guarantee. We feel very strongly on these picks too. Probably don't bet the house, maybe half the house, 1 car of your 2 cars in the driveway right now, because we feel very confident. But there is one factor that is holding us back to really, betting everything that we have on these. So here we go. We'll start with Seahawks minus 3. I mean, folks, Josh Allen is not good. We all know this. Well, we should all know this. The Seahawks are red hot. Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the league right now. He's got 2 wide receiver weapons that he loves to throw to, unlike Tom Brady, who just throws it to the tight end and running back every play. Tyler Lockett had 200 yards. DK Metcalf's having 200 yards. That's how Russell Wilson rocks, baby. He's like, I'm a quarterback. I'm a passer. Who do you pass to? Receivers. I have receivers. I pass to them. Tight end, that's blocking. Running back, that's running. Why do I pass to them? I don't. That's why Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's doing it efficiently, folks. We brought up the stats yesterday. I'll bring them up again because I got them saved. I got the receipts. No worries, folks. Here it is right here. Russell Wilson, 6 touchdowns on throws of 30-plus yards down the field. He's first in the league with that. Red zone touchdowns, he's got 18 of them. Once again, he's the best in the league with that. He doesn't turn the ball over in the red zone. His receivers actually catch the ball in the red zone. I mean, we took a look at the Bills last week. Josh Allen did impress us in the fourth quarter, but, the receiver dropped the ball in the end zone. Unfortunate. The Seahawks don't do that because they're marveling at, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. They would not dare disrespect the best quarterback of all time, Russell Wilson, by dropping a gifted ball to them in the end zone. So, the Seahawks defense is very good. Jamal Adams probably isn't going to play this week. They are taking it very cautiously with him, the safety for the Seahawks. So I don't expect him to play, but I mean, still the Seahawks defense is very good. Josh Allen hasn't really been turning the ball over, but he hasn't also been scoring these last 3 weeks. I don't know if he has a touchdown pass in the last 2 weeks. I know he didn't throw a touchdown last week against the Patriots, and I'm not going to penalize the Bills. I see a lot of people penalizing the Bills for winning a close game against the Patriots last week. I'm not penalizing them as heavy as everybody else is. That was a division game last week, folks. AFC East game, Bills, Patriots, those are always going to be close. So I'm not going to penalize the Bills for winning only by 3 points. I'm not going and allowing the Patriots to score 21 points. I'm not taking any of that really into account this week. Division games are usually close. So the Bills here, they're at home. That's a huge silver lining for them. Josh Allen is going to be probably the most comfortable he can be at home. But even at home, even when he's comfortable, he's still not, putting up those 3 touchdowns, no pick performances, more than 250. He's still not putting that up. So I get Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, DK Metcalf. I mean, the top 5 players between these two teams, in this matchup, are kind of all on the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Who would be the 4th best? Maybe Stephon Diggs. I'd put Stephon Diggs at maybe number 4. Number 5. Who Jimmy? Yeah, I wouldn't even know who the 5th best player between these two teams are. But I know the top 4 and 3 of them are from the Seahawks. So I'm going to take Seattle here. Russell Wilson, he's just red hot, folks. The thing that is giving me a little bit of a hiccup is the -3. We saw the Seahawks not really struggle against the Dolphins, but it was competitive, and they were in Miami. Once again, an AFC opponent. They have to go on the road here. So the 3 is giving me a little. I just like them to win. Realistically, the 3 is giving me a little bit of weariness here. That's probably the 1%, and our 99% that's not a guarantee is the -3. I'd like the Seahawks to win it. Josh Allen, folks, he crumbles against the best teams, and Seahawks are literally the second best team in the league, in my opinion. The Bills just cannot even beat kind of, the outside looking in teams like number 15 or 13. And they barely beat the Patriots last week. I know I wasn't going to take that into a consideration a lot, but it still happened. So anyway, Seahawks, I mean, just the talent wise, folks, Seahawks are better. They have better weapons. They have the better quarterback to get the ball to those weapons. Can't trust Josh Allen. Expect a turnover here, folks. Seahawks -3, though. I'm going to swallow the 3. Go with the Hawks. All right. And then we go to our second pick here. Let's continue on. I got to go Dolphins +4.5. Once again, I'm playing the number here. They may not win, but I'm getting 4.5. Games are close. How many times do I have to say this? Games are close. Here we go. Dolphins, Tua. We've talked to death about Tua. His accuracy is good. The game got out of whack. The game plan got totally out of whack last week because our defense stepped up hugely. All right, Cardinals coming off of a bye. Their defense has really been stepping up hugely for them as well the last 2 weeks. The Dolphins defense has really been kind of stepping up since the week 1, where the Cardinals defense is really kind of Buda Baker, really making himself known these last 2 weeks before the bye. So Cardinals defense is definitely rising. Dolphins defense, has been rising. So, the defenses here are both very good. Kyler Murray, he just goes to DeAndre Hopkins a little bit too much. I mean, he's getting, 12 to 15 targets every single game. He's their leading receiver in all their wins. He's the leading receiver in all their losses. So it's like, they just force the ball over to him every single time. And we've seen, Kyler Murray throw those multiple interception games. Not good. We've seen him throw, one touchdown, 2 interceptions, and still kind of squeak out the win or squeak out the loss, but it goes both ways. So I expect this Dolphins defense to really kind of game plan to just shut down DeAndre Hopkins. And we do have kind of, the safeties to provide the extra help, the double team on DeAndre Hopkins with Byron Jones. And we also have some good, cornerbacks. Xavier Howard can play this man one-on-one straight up with the press. So I expect the Dolphins to kind of game plan to take DeAndre Hopkins away. The Cardinals to kind of struggle offensively to kind of find somebody else to get the ball to besides Kyler Murray running or to get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Tua, the accuracy was great. I don't expect too many turnovers from him, but this Arizona's defense these last 2 weeks have been good. So I'm just playing the number here. I expect this game to be pretty close. 4:25 game coming off a bye for the Cardinals. Dolphins have to travel coming off of a huge win, and kind of all this kind of outside noise that Tua, this is just an audition for them. I don't think it's going to affect the internal of the Dolphins here. I think Brian Flores is going to have, this team ready to play tip-top, no outside noise. This is a winning culture in Miami. So I expect this game to be close. I don't think Tua's as bad as everybody's saying. This is not an audition. The arm is good. The accuracy is good. Expect him, just to be more productive than he was last week because he'll have to, because I don't think our defense is going to be able to replicate the performance that they did last week, even though they did kind of do that performance twice this season already. I don't think we get a third one just quite this early on in the season. Maybe later down, week 15, we'll get another good defensive performance, but to have back-to-back defensive performances like this in 3 in the first 9 weeks, it'd be kind of a long shot. So I'm just going to play the number here. I expect Tua I expect our defense to keep us into this game, and Tua just to make some decent throws, some game manager type throws to keep the game close in the fourth quarter. I'll take the 4.5 here, folks. All right, and then our last pick in our 99% guarantee section is going to be Panthers plus 10.5. Panthers getting Christian McCaffrey back. Panthers have just kind of been consistently like a little bit average, maybe slightly above average kind of these first 9 weeks or 8 weeks of the season. Matt Rule is kind of winning me over just a tad here in his coaching. Teddy Bridgewater has been so consistent. He's kind of like Daniel Jones, but he's actually winning some of these games. He keeps your team in the game until the fourth quarter, and then that's when you go and win or lose the game. These past couple weeks, we've seen the Panthers losing the game in the fourth quarter because of big sacks Teddy Bridgewater is taking, knocking them out of the field goal range, making it harder, third and distance, third and 10 plus, on a touchdown, kind of game-winning drive. So we've kind of seen those mistakes by Teddy Bridgewater late in the fourth quarter, but everything up until then, he's looking very sharp, getting the ball to his receivers that aren't really A1 receivers, just solid, number 2 receivers, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. Those aren't number 1 receivers, folks. DK Metcalf, he's a number 1 receiver. And look at this. As we're talking, lines are changing. That means people are watching our show, folks, and betting live with us. So we see the odds go down a little bit for the Seahawks, and that's what we love to see. Okay. All right, Panthers. Back to Panthers plus 10.5. The Chiefs, they came off a very stunning, impressive win last week against the Jets. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards, absolutely fantastic. But we don't really see those types of blowout games kind of go kind of back-to-back weeks for the Chiefs, and we can really see that going back from last year as well. They didn't really have 2 big dominant wins back-to-back, like 20, 30-plus point wins. So the Chiefs, and we've also seen the Chiefs kind of not even get started late into the fourth quarter. And a 1 o'clock kickoff here, they may, get lazily out of the gate. Carolina eager to get back on the field and kind of, they had extra time to prepare because they were on Thursday Night Football last week against Atlanta. That's when they lost. But I'm playing the number here. 10 points is a ton to give up. I know that the Chiefs are high powered and they can score at the drop of a hat. But this Panthers team, they're methodical. Their drives usually take up a ton of times. I mean, folks, if you're watching a Panthers game just like naturally Sunday on TV, they're usually the first team to kind of had their game kind of be over with, because they kind of just keep the clock moving. Teddy Bridgewater is accurate. His completion percentage is pretty good. So, those completions, they keep the clock moving. The runs, they keep the ball moving, or they keep the clock moving. Christian McCaffrey's coming back. That's going to be huge. I mean, Carolina's been competitive without kind of their best weapon in Christian McCaffrey the first 8 weeks of the game. So, or first 8 weeks of the season. So I'm getting 10. I'm getting 10 for a Panthers team that really doesn't get blown out. They're very consistently, in games. Chiefs, I mean, yes, they're high powered, but I mean, they don't show it every week. So I'm going to just once again play the number. I get 10. I'm going to rock with the 10, and that's going to round out our 99% guarantees. Seahawks -3. Dolphins +4.5, Panthers +10, and you put 500 on this, and you're looking at $3,600. Once again, pretty good. I would feel comfortable putting 250 on this for $1,800, pretty good as well. So once again, these are all very good picks. These are solid picks. These are, you've got a 99% guaranteed of hitting these picks, folks. So bet maybe one car. If you got 3 cars, bet 2. And then, so let me just quickly run through these other picks. Which games did we not take? We took all those up. Texans, I do like the Texans -6.5 because I do love their offense, and the Jags are starting a new quarterback, not Gardner Minshew. So yes, probably, if we had to do another category of 98% guarantees, I would put Texans here at -6.5. Their offense is good, folks. They've kind of run into some tough opponents these last couple weeks before the bye. Both of these teams are coming off a bye, so you don't get any advantage there. But you do get advantage with this Texans offense, folks. They have 4 number one receivers. They tried to trade one away, just could not make it at that trade deadline on Tuesday. And, Deshaun Watson there is still the quarterback there, folks. So I love the Texans -6.5. But the 6.5 is a little bit too much. That's why it's not in one of my official picks. Broncos, Atlanta, I'm having a real tough time with this one. I like Atlanta to win straight up, but I am very enticed by this Broncos +4. I understand that, kind of a, last second win with the Broncos last week, but, winning in the second half, that's kind of good because you carry that momentum. It's not like you were good in the first half and then, absolutely abysmal in the second half, and now you got nothing to carry over into the next game. I love Atlanta. Their offense is good. They're kind of rolling without a head coach is absolutely fantastic. They're at home. The +4 is giving me a little qualms here. I'm not going to take this game. I would not advise anybody to take this game, but my feelings are I love Atlanta straight up, and I think I like the Broncos +4. All right, Giants in Washington. I like the Giants just straight up here. I like Daniel Jones better than Kyle Allen. I think I like Jason Garrett better than whoever's calling plays in Washington. And, I like the Giants. Raiders, Chargers. I like the Raiders here. I mean, the Chargers, they blow leads, and Justin Herbert, they don't let this man go and throw the ball, down the field consistently. When they've got like a 14-point lead, they really clam up bigly. That's why they blow so many leads. Raiders, they had a great defense outing last week against the Browns with only allowing 6 points. I expect some of that to kind of transfer over this week. In this Raiders team, I think they are a little bit above average, where the Chargers are a little bit below average, and I think you can get some good value here going Raiders straight up, folks. Truly, I do like the Raiders. Steelers, Cowboys. Obviously, I love the Steelers. -14.5 is way too much to even give up really in any game, so I stay away from it for that reason. But Cowboys they're not even starting Ben DiNucci this week, so they're going to be even worse than they were last week. And last week they put up 9 points. Then we took Dolphins, Cardinals, Saints, Bucks, and then Patriots, Jets. I guess we go I don't even know where we go. Do we go Patriots -7? Obviously, Cam Newton, he's got to clean it up at some time, right? Sometime. He's not going to have 4 weeks of straight bad games, is he? He could. He's shown it before in Carolina. It wouldn't surprise us, but the odds say he probably cleans it up here. It's the Jets, though. I stay away from this one because I can't trust Adam Gase with 7 points, and I can't trust Cam Newton with to win by 7 either. So I stay away from this game. The 2 games I would definitely stay away from this week: Patriots, Jets. The line. I mean, you might say, "Oh, this is obvious." Patriots -7 because the Jets are truly trash, but folks, they're 0-8. They're not going to go 0-16. That rarely ever happens. So get a win sometime. Patriots probably are going to be their best shot at a win. Division game is going to be close already. Jets at home. They kind of come out strong in the first half, kind of like the Lions do a little bit. I stay away from it. So stay away from Patriots, Jets, and also stay away from, what was the other one? Falcons, Broncos. Just a little bit too close. All right. So that's what we've got today. Tomorrow on our Saturday showcase, we're going to be continuing that. We're going to be looking at the Cowboys' new quarterback. I do have to figure out who that is, and we'll get some good tape on him. Just so you know, a fun show to do on Saturday, getting us ready for one game on Sunday that we really aren't going to pay too much attention to because the Steelers should win this one, even if Dak Prescott was playing. So, we'll have some fun tomorrow on the show. We'll look at whoever the new Cowboys quarterback is. We'll go into his college archive and look at him work and see if he's got any chance of beating the Steelers defense this week. So we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Our picks are Ravens -1.5, Saints +4.5, and Bears +6.5. That's our locks. And then our second category, Seahawks -3, Dolphins +4.5, and Panthers +10. All right. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TakesByFans. Be a part of the conversation. Come watch live daily, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/TakesByFans. Go to our website, takesbyfans.com. We've got everything that we do on the show is on the website. All right, but we will be back tomorrow, Saturday, noon Eastern. We're here. We're going to be looking at the Cowboys quarterback. So yeah, join us for that fun film study. That should be fun. Watching a fourth string practice squad quarterback that was just elevated to the NFL this week. We'll see how he does on Sunday. But we'll get ready for him on Saturday. So we'll be back here noon Eastern, folks. Twitch.tv/TakesByFans. We are outie.